Hey, good morning. We're going to continue through the Lord's Prayer today, which we started yesterday. We looked at the petition, Our Father, which art in heaven. Today we're going to look at the phrase, Hallowed be thy name. Tomorrow we'll look at Your kingdom come, Your will be done. So Jesus told his disciples to pray this, not to babble, thinking that they would just be heard for maybe the length of their prayer or the repetition of their prayer, or because they have a magic mantra in which they say. No, rather they are to pray for certain things: the Father's will, forgiveness, sustenance. And so let's look again at this phrase, hallowed be thy name, or holy, set apart, glorified be thy name. Of this, in the Cost of Discipleship, Bonhoeffer says, hallowed be thy name, God's name of the Father, as it has been revealed to the disciples in Jesus Christ, shall be kept holy among them. So we are to keep God's name holy among the church, among us. We don't profane the name of the Lord, and we don't allow our lives to profane his name. In this name, the whole content of the gospel is embraced. May God protect his holy gospel from being obscured and profaned by false doctrine and unholiness of living. And may he ever make known his holy name to the disciples in Jesus Christ. So there's two ways in which God's holy name can be profaned or is not hallowed amongst his people or amongst ourselves. That is false doctrine and false practice. So heterodoxy and heteropraxy. Those are fancy. So we think of orthodoxy, that is the straight teaching, and orthopraxy, that is the straight living. So heterodox or heteropraxy would be something is contrary to the teaching of Christ or contrary to the practice of Christ set forward in Scripture. And so we need to be on guard against those two ills or those two dangers in the Christian life. Last sentence here. May he enable all preachers to proclaim the pure gospel of saving grace, defend us against the tempters, and convert the enemies of his name. So we must be sure to proclaim the true teaching of the gospel, not our own, that he would indeed defend against those who would tempt believers away from the pure gospel into a licentious gospel or a gospel of the world or just a false gospel altogether. And that they would, by the pure gospel, there would be a conversion of those who are against God, who are against enemies, who are outside the church. So we live our life and we proclaim the truth, knowing that it won't be fruitless, that God will continue to build his church and hallow his name. Have a blessed day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.